Hey guys, welcome to Trip Over Trip. Now, have you guys ever just felt like you struggle to find happiness even when things are good? Have you struggled with the inner voice that's inside of your head? Well, today I have a few topics about mental health and happiness that I kind of want to get into, just really to share this information and my interpretation of what the pursuit of happiness may look like. The first thing is that you have to stop being so fixated on the outcome. When you tie your happiness to like a single specific result, if you don't get or do something, you set yourself up for disappointment and honestly a lot of discouragement. That energy inside of you creates resistance by fixating on something that you may get or you may not get, turning a natural flow into like a struggle against reality. The universe operates with an effortless rhythm. It's perfect, weaving opportunities and lessons to you exactly when you need them on its time. But obsession builds walls, mental and emotional blockages. It disrupts harmony. When you learn to detach from reality, it's not about abandoning your dreams. It's not about surrendering ambition. It's about releasing that desperate grip that strangles possibility from coming to you. It's like a quiet trust that you know what's meant for you is going to come and it will arrive, whether it matches your exact vision or unfolds in a way you couldn't have predicted. By letting go the need to control every detail, you open yourself up to a broader, more beautiful spectrum of outcomes. When you are in a mindset of lack, that you consistently think about how you don't have something, or you're just consistently processing in your brain how you're chasing this dream or this thing that you want, it's going to make it even harder for it to get to you because you're consistently putting that energy in the universe that you don't have this thing. Something else that I think is really important is to fall in love with the process. If your eyes are locked solely on the destination, the steps along the way become a burden, a tedious slog through moments you'd rather skip. When all you care about is the end game, your journey transforms into a source of suffering, a means to an end rather than a life lived. But shift your perspective, and everything changes. Perception is subjective, and your perception is what your reality is. Nobody on the planet has the same perception of reality that you do. There's not one like key to happiness for everyone that it will work for everyone. Everybody's different. Everybody has different experiences, different feelings, thoughts, beliefs. But you have to shift the way you look at the world. You have to find joy in the process itself to get where you want to go. In the slow, steady work of learning new skills, evolving into a better version of yourself, and creating something meaningful from scratch. You also have to celebrate the small victories. Like every little small victory that you get, you have to acknowledge that you're doing those because they spiral and build up like a snowball, and it gives you so much more confidence when you're going out into the world. The most important is to show up on days when you know it's going to be hard. When you pour love into the act of becoming, your energy lightens, your spirit lifts, and the heaviness of waiting disappears. Paradoxically, the less you cling to the finish line with white knuckled urgency, the more swiftly and naturally the outcomes tend to arrive because you're no longer pushing it away with the mindset or the energy of not having it or with impatience. I've heard so many different times it's about the journey, not the destination. And how profound really is that if you are able to actually apply it to your life? Because if you're always worried about where you want to be, you will never really enjoy the moment as it is. I think something that happens naturally is as we're adults or even just growing humans, that we get the things that we want, we become ungrateful that we have them because they're around us all of the time. And then slowly we lose the drive or the interest in said thing, and we want something else when at one point we would have done anything to get what we have today. We just need to remain grateful, remain present, and your whole entire life will change. One of the most important things is you got to expect nothing and stay open to everything. Clinging to like rigid expectations, like locking yourself in a room when the world outside seems scary or too anxious. When you demand that life deliver a precise result, a certain job, a specific relationship on an exact timeline, You bind yourself to the infinite possibilities beyond your imagination. What if what's coming is richer, wilder, and more fulfilling than the narrow picture that you've painted it could possibly be? By releasing the needs for specifics, you step into a space of curiosity and wonder, allowing the universe and life to surprise you with gifts that you didn't even ask for. The most abundant lives belong to those who remain flexible, who don't crumble when the pan shifts, but instead adapt with grace and gratitude. Expect nothing doesn't mean apathy. It means trusting the universe's creativity and how it means trusting that the universe's creativity often outshines your own, delivering what you need when you least anticipate it. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that a lot of humans struggle with, is that we have expectations of the world, people around us, our loved ones, ourselves, our kids, our boss, our job, the government. I mean, that's really, we're really filled with expectations. I was in treatment when I was in prison, and there was something that someone said that has stuck with me forever, and that expectations is like resentment under construction. Let's dissect that a little bit. So, when you expect things of someone, or the universe, or of yourself, then you're just setting yourself up to be disappointed, which then would build resentment. And resentment is just like drinking the poison and hoping that your enemy is the one who gets sick. All of these things don't work for you energetically in this universe. You just have to allow things to just happen the way that they happen and stay present in the present moment. You also can't let the things that you desire or want completely dictate or own your life. It's human to want things, to dream of love, success, tomorrow's a better day. And there's a beauty in that longing. But when desire morphs into like a desperate need, it flips the script. Suddenly, you're not in charge anymore. It is. That craving becomes a master, dictating your mood, your worth, your every move, leaving you hollow when the expectation is unmet. True freedom comes from when you step back and see that you're already complete, whole, enough, and abundant in your own essence. Without any external prize to validate you, from that place of inner fullness, desires lose their power to define you. They shift into bonuses, delightful additions to the life that's already rich. You can still want deeply, but you no longer need. You're no longer a puppet to what lies outside of your grasp. Everybody wants things, but that's not what life is about. Life isn't a contest of who can get the most things. I really think we're here to learn how to love, to be honest. And if you love wholeheartedly with your whole entire being, it doesn't really matter what's going on or what you have. You're going to have a good time and show love everywhere. It's so hard to get to this point, but you have to actually radically trust the universe. Trust that what's meant for you won't miss you. The things that the universe has destined for you, those perfectly aligned with your soul's energy, don't require you to wrestle them into existence. If you're begging, straining, or forcing something to stay, it's a sign that it was never truly yours to hold. What's meant for you doesn't slip through your fingers no matter how loosely you grip. Detachment isn't about apathy or giving up desire. It's about letting go of the chase, the frantic pursuit that leaves you exhausted and doubting you could do it. In the calm space of trust, you stop running and start receiving. You allow life to flow toward you rather than clawing at it. When yours arrives with ease, it's in its own time, like a river finding its course. When you trust this deeply into the universe, the fear of missing out fades. And what's truly meant for you settles into your life effortlessly and seems to flow nonstop, as if it got there on its own. If you're so close-minded and fixated on one specific thing, you're going to be blinded when an immense amount of opportunities come towards you. You're not going to be looking for the opportunities or possibilities for blessings if you only care or obsessing on one, two specific things. I really hope this video helps somebody, because I feel like as a whole, if we can all work together to make everybody happy, we can all work together to uplift people's mental health, we can all work together so everyone gets to share and feel love, then that's the destination, right? Mental health is something that's really controversial right now because we're clearly in a mental health epidemic that's been bombarded by a trifecta of corporation and government and other agendas that want us to not be happy. They want us to not be positive or hopeful or have faith. They want us to fight and argue about the color of our skin and think that we're separate from the rest and that this is my tower, and if you come near it and you're not with my people, then you're against me. If you don't believe what I believe, then you're against me. If we don't see straight, then you're against me. Well, then that puts everybody on the planet in a very strange predicament because nobody thinks the same. Everybody has different thoughts and beliefs. Perception is subjective, so everybody sees things differently. And the world has become so political, like ingrained in politics. There used to be a time where politics wasn't everywhere. At least that was my perception when I was younger. But I feel like as I get older and become more of an adult, I guess you could say, I feel like the political situation in our country is just like shoved down our throats, and it's almost as if we're like forced to pick a side. Do I believe in all the beliefs and ideologies of the Democrats or the Republicans? I do not. And I think that they both use propaganda to keep this society in this consistent mental warfare where we have a hard time connecting with other humans as well as with ourselves because we're slowly getting to where we're all disconnected from nature and only rely on technology. And I feel like there's some spiritual disconnect with divinity or with source, with the amount of time that we don't spend in earth, like on the earth, like in nature, in rivers, around animals. I feel like there's just like this intentional disconnect because once we connect with earth and divinity, then the human body and the human mind is all powerful. And they can't let us figure that out. I do think the tides are turning. I do think that we're having this huge shift in consciousness around planet Earth. But there's still so many people suffering. There's still so many people that have no idea where to go or what to do or what to say or what to research. And they just sit most of their lives just so sad and so hopeless. I experienced so much sadness and hopelessness throughout my life. And I have found a path that I think works for some. I can't say that it works for everybody, and I can't say the things that I say resonate with everybody. With the fact that there's over 8 billion people on the planet, statistically, there's no way that I could fail to reach and change the lives of at least 1 million of those people. And that is my goal. At least 1 million right now. The really end goal is to get as big as Mr. Beast one day and potentially actually just spend all of my time creating content while changing the world, helping people who need it, providing food and shelter and clothes, electricity and water, housing all over the planet. If I can, when I get to that point, that's what I want to do. I hope you vibrate with my message, and if you do, I please would like to ask you to subscribe. I'm really trying to just hone in and figure out this whole YouTube thing. Some of my other social media platforms got some followers, but it seems as if I'm having like this weird disconnect where I'm struggling getting the followers from one platform to translate and direct traffic over to here. So if you like this video, please share it on your social media platforms. I think it could offer a lot of help to people. I think it could offer a lot of information or just even plant seeds or change perspectives or cause thoughts to start to formulate, which then would encourage change and make neural connections for the humans that see the video, that potentially maybe one person out there that sees this video that it will help. And with that, peace out.